for our second game of the day. Our 1 o'clock game today features House Party, 9-2 House Party versus the 7-4 Nebraska Cornhuskers. Uh, we've seen Nebraska Cornhuskers on a previous stream, right, featuring their halfback Corey Ross, the Spin Master Corey Ross. So in this game here, I guess it is still possible that Nebraska could make it for the wild card. I think that House Party would have to implode. I think that, not going to lie, like both of these teams, being the owner, coach of the program, kind of rooting for the Cornhuskers to play spoiler here and give us a little bit of um, breathing room. All right. That's all good. Still got to wait 4 minutes for the game to actually start. So while we're doing that, let's just look at both teams here, right? For those of you that have not seen the Cornhuskers, right? Their offense revolves around this guy right here, Corey Ross, superstar halfback, right? They do have a few, so it looks like 4 superstars on defense, right? Both safeties, 1 linebacker, and 1 corner. Cornhuskers are owned by Viper Maw 82, and Viper Maw is the offensive coordinator, and DL Kurt is the defensive coordinator. House Party is owned by Higher Growth, and I'm not sure if it's Higher Growth or Joker's Chaos that calls the offense and the defense. But if we look at them, right? Superstar quarterback Shiva, superstar halfback Rough Draft, superstar tight end Super Polygrip, superstar wide receiver Zilla. On defense, right? This could pose trouble for a little bit of trouble for Corey Ross and the Cornhuskers, as House Party has 2 superstar defensive tackles to clog up the middle, and 2 superstar safeties and a superstar kicker. Let's do this. Let's look at the matchup. All right. House Party has a number 3 overall offense. Nebraska has a number 6, right? And again, I think that's kind of like offensive style. House Party is more balanced. Cornhusker focuses a lot on their superstar halfback Corey Ross, as you can see here. Nebraska's 4th in rushing, but 10th in passing, right? Whereas House Party is 2nd in rushing and 3rd in passing. Close in points, though, right? Points scored, House Party is 3rd, whereas Nebraska is 4th. Nebraska has some big plays from Corey Ross. Defense is pretty close. I would have thought that it would have been the other way around. DL Kurt is an excellent defensive coordinator, but defensively, House Party has a slight edge. Really good against the pass, not as much against the rush. So that should be interesting to see. I think that we're going to see a lot of outside runs and screens from the Cornhuskers. Cornhuskers have a good rush defense, not so much the pass. So Thinking we're looking at a balanced pass, maybe slightly on the balanced offensive attack from House Party, maybe featuring the pass a little bit more than the run against the Cornhuskers. See, yep. So the Cornhuskers only allowed 3. See, this is where they 3 points. Sorry, not only allowed, are third in points allowed, whereas House Party is 6th. So that's going to bring things close to the middle. I expect to see a really good game here, and we should, with that, be able to um, log in. One thing, I just want to check one thing while I'm letting the sim do its thing. That's not what I wanted. All right, let's just do this. While I'm getting ready here. That's not what I wanted. There we go. I think we're good. Yep, we should be good. And this way. Oh, there. All right. And it looks like House Party will start with the ball. Gonna run it up the middle with rough draft for 3 yards. Bringing up 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, dropping back to pass. Finds his tight end super poly grip for 21 yards and a 1st down. 1st down, going back up the middle again with a rough draft for another 3 yards, bringing up another 2nd and 7. This time they're going to sweep to the outside, picks up a nice block. Rough draft picks up 7 yards, but it looks like he's going to be inches shy. 3rd and 1, off tackle, 3-yard run by their halfback keg stand. That'll get is good enough for a 1st down. Going to run the counter. Wow, seeing more ground game than I expected, but it is early. That is good for 9 yards. Going to set up 2nd and short. Off tackle to the weak side. Rough draft, good for 3 yards and a 1st down. Back to the outside. This time shut down for a 3-yard loss. Bringing up 2nd and 13. Going to go to the air on 2nd and long. Diving catch by rough draft for a 9-yard gain. Going to put them in about 3rd and 4th range. Not bad. Looks like they're in field goal range right now. If they don't convert this. Although so far they've been able to move the ball. House Party's been able to move the ball well, easily against the Cornhuskers. Dropping back the pass. Throwing towards the end zone. Incomplete to his wide receiver, Zilla. So it looks like they will try to kick the field goal here. Should be automatic with their superstar field kicker, and it is 38-yard field goal good. So House Party on the board first with a field goal. We will see what the Cornhuskers can do with their first possession. Gonna try to go up the middle against those two superstar defensive tackles. Corey Ross picks up 2 yards before being tackled by defensive tackle Wrecking Ball. Bringing up 2nd and 8. And I guess we're going to wait a minute or two for the simulation to get a little bit of ahead. On 2nd and 8, off tackle run. There's a little spin. That's what I'm talking about right there. This man is so dangerous. Corey Ross, 74 yards and a touchdown. And like that, the Cornhuskers go ahead. 7-3. We'll see what House Party can do on their second possession. So on first down, going to try to sweep to the right. And Nebraska not having any of that. This rough draft is met in the backfield for a 4-yard loss, setting up 2nd and 14. A long 14. As we wait for the simulation to do its thing. On 2nd and 14, going to pass. Deep sideline, well defended, incomplete. Bringing up 3rd and long. I'm thinking that House Party will run here. It would be foolish to try to pass against this Nebraska defense. You're just asking to get sacked, maybe even fumble. And yes, sweep right. Ooh, and look at that. It's good for the first down. Rough draft. Even though Nebraska kind of had to figure that was going to be a run, rough draft with some blockers, picks up 16 yards and a first down. So they're going to go to the air on first down, trying to find Zilla. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. I think this would be a good time to try to run the ball, not get stuck in 3rd and long. Silly. And they will try to run it. Slips 1 tackle, but only able to pick up 1 yard. So slightly better, not much, than 3rd and 10 would be 3rd and 9. Come on, simulation. This is the one thing with doing this live games is you're kind of held hostage by the speed or lack thereof of the simulation. Third and 9, gonna pass. That 1 yard might have made it a little bit better, believe it or not, than 3rd and 10 or longer. Still looking for Zilla, but well defended. I wonder if that's, I don't know if Roth is their superstar corner, but if you get a superstar corner and your opponent has a superstar wide receiver, it's good to try to match them up as much as possible. Likewise, if you're on offense, moving that superstar receiver around, so it's harder for the defense to kind of put their superstar corner on him. That's going to lead to a punt. Can Corey Ross and the Cornhuskers go up by a second score? Off tackle again. Corey Ross, no gain. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. Going off tackle. Met in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. Going to bring up 3rd and 11. I'm going to guess, because I like doing that. I'm going to guess this is going to be a screen. Halfback screen. No, off tackle. Only a 2-yard gain. So, not this time. Looks like Corey Ross and the Cornhuskers strike out. 1, 2, 3 and out. So we'll see what House Party can do here. Keg Stand fumbles the ball. Tackled by the right guard. It looks like this ball is going to go to the Cornhuskers. No. Thought so, but I guess. No, they had the blockers there. My bad. I read that wrong. So, superstar quarterback Shiva looks for rough draft and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Going to drop back to pass again. Throwing for his slot receiver, Stone Cold Stunner, incomplete. 3rd and 10. That's why it's not a good idea to try to pass on 3rd and long. Lucky it's only a sack and not a safety. So House Party will have to punt. Give the ball back to Corey Ross and the Cornhuskers. Come on, simulation. Not bad field position for the Cornhuskers. Back to that off tackle run again. Oh, a little spin just for the heck of it. And a 13-yard gain. 1st down. Corey Ross and the Cornhuskers. Spins in. Able to pick up 4 yards. Setting up 2nd and 6. Dive up the middle. So Corey Ross doesn't seem to be sweating those 2 superstar defensive tackles. 9 yards and a 1st down. Another off tackle run for 3 yards by Corey Ross, bringing up 2nd and 7. Again, off tackle, just hitting the off tackle. 5 yards by Corey Ross, bringing up 3rd and 2. Ooh, a play action pass to wide receiver 3, Troy Hasselbrook, for 7 yards and a 1st down. Not something we see the Cornhuskers do a lot of, but it was effective there. Back on the ground, up the middle with Corey Ross for 5 yards. Can't complain about 5-yard runs. A couple of those equal 1st down. 2nd and 5. Back off tackle again, this time only for 2 yards. Going to be 3rd and 3. But they should be, barring a turnover, assured of at least a field goal here. And trying to go up the middle on 3rd and 4. Corey Ross only gains 1 yard. So it looks like they'll be trying for the field goal. You never know with this weather conditions. That one is good. 26-yard field goal gives the Cornhuskers a touchdown lead. As we are in the 2nd quarter. first down. Hand off to Rough Draft for 1 yard gain. 2nd and 9. Counter. Rough Draft stopped in the backfield by Nebraska for a 3-yard loss. Going to bring up 3rd and long. And again, you got to hope that they're going to try to pass. That's some faith in your O-line right there. Incomplete. So they will have to punt. Nebraska's offense and defense, both sides of the ball, looking pretty good. House Party, not as much. This is going to be a nice punt return. Ooh, some slippage there by the punt returner, Judd Davies. It didn't look like he was going to take it all the way, but it looked like he was going to get a pretty big return. On first down, Corey Ross tries a spin in the middle, but stopped at the line, met at the line by defensive tackle Stab. 2nd and 10. Back to the off tackle run for 4 yards. Going to be 3rd and 6. They're going to run outside with some blocking. He could get there, and I don't think he's going to have enough blocking. Only a 1 yard gain by Corey Ross. So the House Party defense stiffens up and forces a punt. Nice deep punt. House Party will start at about their 11. Gonna try to run up the middle with Rough Draft for 5 yards. Like I said, anything over 3 yards, you gotta like. Obviously, the more the merrier, but those 4 and 5 yard runs add up. Superstar quarterback Shiva finds his wide receiver Caxton Evil Grin Clifton for 17-yard first down reception. Back to the ground game. Looking at the counter, and Rough Draft is met at the line, so no gain, 2nd and 10. Dropping back to pass. On the streak, finds his superstar tight end, Super Polygrip, for 23 yards and a first down. Rough Draft trying to go up the middle. Made something out of nothing. Picked up 3 yards out of what looked like 1 at the most. Bringing up 2nd and 7. This time going outside. And you can see that Nebraska's run defense is pretty good. 3-yard loss. Setting House Party back to 3rd and long. Gonna pass again. This is some serious guts by House Party. Looking for his wide receiver, A-Germ, but overthrows him. 4th and 10. Ooh, that is a nice punt right there. Oh, the block. That's beautiful. The block.
Damn it.
Hello.
Hi.
Who is joining us?
This is Raid.
Wait, sorry, who?
This is Raid.
Raid. Hey, Raid. Good to see you, my friend. I was getting
And I
bored
just joined
here,
in too,
hanging out all by myself.
Dr. Edgar.
What was that?
I said, oh, and I just joined in too, Dr. Edgar.
Oh, there we go. Nice. I was getting a little bored hanging out here all by myself. Nice to have you, gentlemen. Did you guys both see that? It looked like that was going to be a beautiful punt, like down at the 1.
Yeah, then, I saw that.
Bernard Thomas blocks the Joker, and it bounces in to the end zone for the touchback.
And that's always been.
As I was saying, what is the point of making a punter who can do that if they're just going to block you from it? Dang it.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that often. I didn't expect it to happen. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, wow. I haven't seen that happen that often. Have you guys seen that happen a lot?
Yeah.
More than you
Yeah, I
would
see
like,
that
it
happen
sounds
quite
like.
a bit.
Yeah, we've
I
got
mean, I
some.
guess
Go ahead.
I'd call it a good play by the return team going, oh, let's block him so he can't down it. But like I said, it just doesn't happen much that it's weird.
Yep. So we've got some great games lined up today. Um, I'm interested. I obviously, as the owner of and coach of the program, have interest in this one, and am rooting for the Cornhuskers to try to give my program a little bit more breathing room atop
Ooh, that was a
Alpha.
good play action in that corner blitz zone.
Yeah, I said earlier that I haven't seen Nebraska. Nebraska mostly is focused around Corey Ross, and they run him and they screen to him. It looks like Vipers added some play action and a little bit of play action in. And both times that I've seen it in this game have resulted in first downs. As I was saying, we've got some great game. Well, fumble, but it looks like it was recovered by Nebraska. Um,
Mm.
we've got of
That's my corner.
a couple of your teams, I believe, Dr. Edgar, right? The Sloths
Yeah.
at 2 o'clock
Sloss
versus
and
Riff, and Southside at 3 o'clock. Um, we have two games at 3 o'clock. That's the only time slot where I doubled up. We have your Southside Rebels versus the Sweet Sound of Zone. This looks like to be a great game. The other 3 o'clock game is looks to be equally good of Quality Control versus Revolutionize.
yeah, I'll be
Switch to
curious because Sloss have not done well against Riff at all.
Yeah,
The Riff
looking
is
at my notes here, it looks like Riff. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, Riff's 10-1. Sloths are 9-2. But in their heads up, you said that the Sloths have had some difficulty, like most teams, had some difficulty with Riff.
Mm-hmm.
Riff just
Oh,
does a
look
good
at that
job of taking
spin!
away the normal pass game and really forcing the issue.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Ray. You got to get the ball out fast and get a good decision, or you're dead.
There we go, Corey Ross. So much fun to watch him play. All those spins. Vipers really got that down.
Yeah, like we said, what was that Monday when we were watching? I'd really like to see Ross's build because he's got something going where it's in the build to hold those spins well. Because I have not seen spins very well outside of him.
Yeah, that's why I never built a spin back, just because I don't dare to. And I'm pretty close with Viper, and I've never asked him to share it with me. I'm sure he would.
Oh yeah, I used to talk to him all the time, and I'm sure, like I said, the same way. I'm sure, but I don't see him talk like he used to always be talking on forums and stuff, and he doesn't really at all anymore.
Yeah, he was getting ready to be done. I kind of talked him into another go. Like this was going to be his last. This last one was going to be his last go around, and I talked him into. I sweet talked him into collaborating with me on how demoralizing to try to keep him around for a little bit longer. But I'm sure, as you guys both know, you've been around a long time, as Viper and I have. Kind of go through stages where the game like loses a little bit of interest, or they do stuff that just totally leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and you're like, I'm so frustrated, I'm just going to leave the game. So I think that we're fortunate enough that Viper has made enough friends in the game that's kind of what is keeping him right now. Because I mean, if and when we do lose him, that I think that would be a loss to the community.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see.
No, the only thing that's been keeping me around is the ability to just continuously build pickup players. I'm kind of weird like that.
Really? I thought that I mean you've had such success with your your team um and and in the community. You've always chimed in the community, but it was more so from like a creating players type thing to now like you're a team owner and a successful coach and um you've really chime in like on the discussions on the forums with um, LX and Adder. Um, I didn't know that you had lost interest as well.
Well, losing interest, I wouldn't say. That's what I'm saying is that basically the thing that's kept my interest all these years has been the ability to just continuously make a new pickup player. Like that just for some reason that's just always kept my interest.
Yep. Yeah, I've got to make sure to highlight that. I plan on highlighting that feature in uh, the stream that I'm gonna do. I want to like really talk to like new players. Like, hey, this is such a great feature where you can play. Like, how many games can you pickup games can you play with with a player in a day?
You can get in one about every 40 minutes if you're on top of it. Usually you can get it in faster than that, but that's about the average.
Yeah,
Let
you
me
can
play
probably get
action.
12 a day.
That's definitely. I don't think that House Party planned for that. I think that was some good planning on Viper's part.
Yeah.
Play action
Can
is
you can you replay that? Start that play again?
most definitely
Because that's like you said. That's like the second time I've seen that.
wide open.
And I guess they were just. I mean, no, I don't. Oh, it's a strong roll. They were trying to kill that right side, and that
Yep.
corner heads back to the middle of the field for a cover two.
I'll play it one more time.
Which I mean, which that's a flaw in that play in general. Any of those role plays,
Yep.
which I think, like if you're going to do a cover two with your corners doing the back guys, the logic even in real football is they don't go back to the hash, which in our replays the hashes are so inside, and I think that's the issue with cover two. The hashes on our field are so narrow versus an actual field. These players in cover two, they try to stay towards the hashes versus splitting the difference between that hash and the numbers.
Yep.
And that's why cover two, even in this situation, just makes it so bad.
Oh, at least
And I'd
in
be
there's only 10 seconds left in the half though. That's unfortunate
yeah.
because this looked like it was going to be another good drive for the Cornhuskers, but I don't think they're going to come
Oh,
out with nope, nothing out of
nah.
it. Oh,
Okay.
question for you guys. Is the delay any better or is there something different in the transitions? I tried to do a different setting. I think I might have done it wrong because there's that delay between when I see something and say something and where you guys see it in the stream. Is that any better or is it the same? Have you
It
noticed?
is much
It's the
better today.
same.
Same. Yeah, I must have just done
Yeah.
the wrong thing.
It
I
is
know
actually.
Monday it was fun,
I don't know. For
but
me, it's much better today than it has been in the past. Like it seems like you're on time now instead of being.
Oh, good,
I
good.
mean, could be my internet because I was at my business Monday where I have good internet versus home. I don't.
I
Yeah,
just
because
wish I was. When I was trying to talk with you, you'd always be commenting on something that I was seeing on the stream several seconds after that. So it's like now it's pretty good though. You talking about the
Yeah,
stuff on
there's
there?
that setting on like at least on OBS where I don't know about on my other computer where I use the Twitch software. Um, I basically use like the Twitch software when I'm streaming Madden, and I'm using OBS on my other computer for 'cause it's set up for GLB2. Oh wow, they had to punt. I thought they were moving the ball well. Uh, there's a setting on OBS because like a lot of people will stream and they don't want people to kind of like cheat by getting information from um their
Oh, if it's too live,
yeah.
you're playing them and you can see the video of what they're choosing. And like a Madden, I see what you're saying.
So House Party needs to needs to score here, I think. Um, their offense has been a little on the anemic side. They've not been able to consistently.
Like that. That's a bad call to me because I haven't honestly in probably a season or two. That tight end flags play used to be, really good, and it's kind of useless now.
I have noticed that it's not as effective as it's been in the past, which is weird because I don't know what his quarterback has for SAs, but I'm thinking with thread the
Sideline
combination
bomb.
of sideline bomb and thread the needle, right? That tight end flags plays and those streaks plays would just be dirty. Here's a big gain for Zilla, 24 yards.
I know the flags still work pretty well for Sedgwick. I don't know what it is about our tight end, but that route works really well. This season, though, it seems like out routes
Ooh,
routes
batted away. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna look at that because you mentioned that the other day, Raid. And I haven't. I've got to look at that. Are you using out routes a lot with your team or the other teams in particular? I could do some more scouting.
Personally, I'm not using them all that much. I kind of like to stick to the passing that I like or that I know.
Yep.
But I have been noticing a lot of teams utilizing them, and I have been noticing that, especially against the zone, they are just really good at getting the quarterback to like throw it right to the sideline and avoid everyone.
Can you do me a
Yeah, I've
favor
seen some of that.
sometime? And you're more than welcome to talk about it in our stream. But if you could PM me with some of the ones that you're seeing, just so I can check them out, I would greatly appreciate that.
I can tell you, Sloss, I really changed up its playbook a lot recently, just for shits and gigs, honestly, just to see.
Yep.
But and mine was, I accidentally deleted the playbook, and for like 3 games, we used the actual like Global League 2 default playbook. I shit you not.
Really?
And I actually beat Southside, my own other team. I didn't change their playbooks because I didn't want to. I was like, that's conflict, and they're both good. Sloss actually won, and during watching that game, I noticed, like you said, the out routes and even some like almost an in route, but it was like flood right, flanker drag, that pro wide receiver slant out of the pro set. Those all like kind of an out route. All noticed being those routes plays doing really well in general.
Huh. I'll have to look into that. I wonder if that's due a little bit to the whole knowledge, right, part of this game, because a lot of teams, myself included, and I'm guilty of this as anybody, run those same bread and butter plays, so teams build up a pretty good knowledge base. Whereas if there's some of those other plays that aren't run as frequently, I wonder. Because again, that coupled with people building better builds, I've noticed that we're able to use more passes than in the past. I mean, remember in the past where, like, if you used Scout,
you had 6 plays. That's all you could use. It was.
Yep.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And I think it isn't the knowledge, because now it's, instead of really just once you get that knowledge, it's truly build on build almost. Then you get, like you said, now it's, oh yeah, you got a great build, but your guy has no fucking idea what's going on in the play because he doesn't recognize the play. And does that actually have a huge advantage?
Man, I gotta say that Nebraska is getting scary. I'm glad it's late in the season because they
like that spin since Monday, this spin in this game, with rain of all, looks better than it did even the other day.
Yeah.
There's a little more juke action I have noticed this game too.
That was on 3rd and 3. Ugh, gonna have to punt.
Oh, who are you saying that about the playbook that gets known for being super not aggressive? And I think that's what Cornhuskers did here. They started throwing those play actions because they wouldn't get sacked, and then they get potential better shots.
I think it was Elix was
That was
talking about my playbooks.
Yeah,
My playbooks. That's yeah. I
and
think
that's
I've
kind of
got a
what I'm.
reputation for not being all that aggressive on defense.
I'm the opposite. I used to have to blitz every player. It drove me nuts. And most time now, I don't blitz at all. So I get it because that's hell in the Hall of Fame rankings. Khalil Mack truck. That's off of one of my multi accounts where he's had almost 1,000 sacks in his career from a linebacker. But now I don't have a single guy blitzing because it felt like the blitz got too risky.
Yeah, that's why I went away from. That's why I went away from the blitz. I mean, I don't mind blitzing heavy rookie, and then in
Yep,
sophomore, I tend
right.
to like blitz on 3rd down, and
Exactly.
then like after sophomore, I just stopped blitzing, and I've been pretty lucky with it. But now I'm starting to run up against some good coaches that you know are used to what I throw at them. So I got to try to do something a little bit different. I think.
I'm getting similar here lately.
This halfback has a
Phew,
lot of
another
elusive
stop
running
for
on him.
Nebraska there.
What'd you say, Ray? You weren't very loud, brother.
So this halfback has a lot of elusive running on him.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was the first time for me to see him Monday when I joined the stream, and the spins, the jukes. I mean, I've been shocked by him.
Now, he obviously has a pretty decent awareness, and he's got a really high elusive running. So
See,
it's
we debated that because I was like, he either has to have like no awareness or he has to have an extremely high awareness.
well, the thing is that when you get to a certain point with elusive running, it starts to act like awareness too. It just
Yeah, right.
know where he needs to go, and so
And that's my, Omni King on Southside, 100% elusive runner. Similar, and like you said, you notice that there's almost an awareness, but it also I've seen the same thing where that's the only thing I regret on his build is I wish I had more awareness on him right now because sometimes he gets moving too much and then takes the wrong hole, and I'm like
yeah, awareness is always super important. Also, the most important thing is to make your halfback as tall as possible.
You said as tall.
Yep.
See, I always looked at it and I like them shorter because it's a better balance issue, but the tallness gives them a better awareness.
The tallness allows them to see over the middle. If you have them short, they will make very bad decisions when they have to look over people.
See, and I've always went with short just because I want them to keep better balance when they're running.
Well, originally in the game, it was that the defense had to see your halfback too, so a shorter halfback was beneficial. But when they did those pursuit changes, basically they took that out to make sure that players could get to the halfback because too many halfbacks were just slipping defenses by just not being seen.
Right. See, and I thought that was more of an issue in Global 1 versus 2.
Man, I'm beginning to think that maybe GE is right that Raid equals Bort because it sounds to me like Raid has a lot of inside knowledge that we average Joes don't.
Well, that was something that I had figured out myself basically through building all these halfbacks. You could tell the pursuit just became perfect overnight. Like it went from where people couldn't see you to where everyone could see you all the time.
Which we also got a huge change too, where nobody took man or zone awareness on their like linebackers to now everybody takes it, which should help.
Are they doing that like with when you say everybody? Are they doing that, especially the zone type stuff? Are they? Do you think that's because of people going into more zone defense now, or
Part of the zone, but I mean, I've pushed for it since probably season 20 something. You know, I never went, you know, even when I ran a man defense, I didn't even put my regular linebackers, I didn't push them to, you know, 70, 80 man awareness because they weren't coverage guys.
right?
But I always wanted to give them 40 minimum up to 50 just so they could be aware of what was going on in situations. And I would see other people's builds and they were like, I got 20. Why do I need man awareness if he's not covering someone? And I'm like, so he knows what's going on.
Yeah, I'm of the same
And that's
mentality as you. Like, unless he's a cover back, I kind of had him cover linebacker. I kind of had him in the middle. I never went low on them because I agree with you. They need to have some awareness. Um, if I have a guy that's a cover one, I went high, like you were saying. You know, that 70 to 80.
mm-hmm.
You know,
I even started noticing some. I'd have builds I'd have a cover linebacker. I noticed, like you said, he had better reaction to the run, but those cover linebackers were tall guys, like you're saying, Ray, too, because they were tall guys. Because I know I'm like, oh, they got to match up against a 6'8" tight end. They better be as tall to be able to get to the ball. So then those guys kind of had better reaction to runs a lot too. I'm like, man, he's my worst tackler, but he's first to the ball every play.
I've never looked at stuff that deep, like you guys do. I'm thinking that a couple things from hearing you guys talk that I think would be cool. Like on that whole the library of videos, it would be neat to do like a little short video on like the effects of height and weight in builds. But also one thing that I think would be cool is to do a feature on superstar halfbacks, right? And take one like if Viper agreed to it, like look at a Viper build versus you know an elusive build versus a power build, you know, and look at the builds, but also show clips of them and that kind of stuff. I think that would be kind of like a neat content.
You'd definitely be more than welcome to take a look at Kaiser or Eckham. So
Yeah, Eckham's. I mean, both are excellent, um, excellent running backs, superstar halfbacks. I just want to make sure that we have like distinct styles, you know.
Yeah,
So
because there's some guys that still go, you know, the 100 speed, 80 elusive versus, you know, you'll get backs. Like you said, hey, is this a true elusive back? Is he 100 speed, 100 elusive, high footwork, high quickness? Or is it, you know, like I said, what is Vipers compared with this spin? But like even Ray pointed out here, he's clearly Corey Ross. His movement ability is phenomenal.
yep. What was I going to say? So this game is good. Good game. One score difference
Yeah,
here. 9 minutes
it
left in
came
the
back.
9 minutes left in the game. This is an important possession here for the Cornhuskers because House Party's coming back.
I was gonna say I absolutely hate House Party's defensive game plan, but it's really not bad actually at all, based off especially watching Cornhuskers the way they run this offense.
Ooh, and
Because like
they force a punt.
yeah, right. Because that goal line linebacker contain, that's a risky play. You got to know they're going to run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see like last game. I saw Nebraska throw the play action once, maybe twice. I've seen them throw it more this game. I don't know that that was a huge part of their game plan before, so I think that might have surprised House Party. So that's probably why. I mean, they were predominantly the like run the ball with inside and outside with Corey Ross, throw screens, you know. So although I would think that goal line probably is not so good against a screen, I personally would worry against the goal
I
line
don't.
against a screen.
It
Screen,
might
yeah.
be okay, because I know that goal line linebacker contain play, the defenders are actually on like an option. They're on that. If it's a run, you fucking bull rush. If it's a pass, you get back to your coverage guy. It's that, I don't remember what they're called in the actual game. In real life, I'd call it that option play, but it's got the dotted lines for the blitz. So it can't, in theory, it should give you the advantage there because you're still bad offensive possession there for them. It should give you still pass coverage on a screen. If that's all they're running. Now, play action wise, I think that may get them some.
Especially with a new. I'm kind of surprised that I haven't seen with him using play actions. I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't put in those on the goal line play action.
I've comparing those plays, I love the pure pass flag route out of goal line. I started noticing I don't like the play action as well. Even with my star tight ends that are faster than most people's, they weren't necessarily getting big plays out of them as much as I expected.
So, if we go back one play, that's the problem with making your.
Say which one, the screen you wanted to see, or what one do you want to see, Raid?
The one before the screen.
All right, here.
One more before.
Here you see the problem with putting too much elusive on your halfback.
Well, go back up to that play, the play next play.
The one after this one?
Yes.
This one?
I guess we're getting a little bit of a delay.
No, the next one.
The halfback screen?
No, this one right here.
No. Goal line.
Right here.
Line. Right.
Like you said, no, that was it. Like you said, that elusiveness. And I think that's the setting, and I hate it too, because you do that setting right and they end up running out of bounds when really there was no reason not to get the first down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I know, and it's interesting in the game that I saw. Oh, that was a tackle. It must have been the other one. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The elusive, they run out of bounds. The previous game, the Dreadnoughts versus the Squirrels, Feep's power fullback, the Bismarck, it looked like he was just set to go north-south because he would, on screens or whatever, instead of trying to get outside, he would just get the ball and go north-south, which I thought, sometimes it worked because he would just bowl guys over. But, yeah. That's why, look at my guys, I tend not to go to the either extreme.
On the settings.
Yeah. I
and
know
that's
that
hard
Raid is
because,
a master of the settings and stuff. I just.
The settings is a part I've played with and still have not found. That's a good play action, really. But once again, it's that cover 2 inverted that's messed up.
This is the most I've seen the Cornhuskers play action.
Yeah, this tells me Viper did a game plan for this completely.
That's a huge game. I mean, for them, and they still do have a small chance of getting the wild card.
Raid, have you experimented with the settings on the elusive halfbacks, whether you like elusive or slippery better?
It depends entirely upon the build. The main thing I can tell you is that it's the ratio of your footwork to quickness that matters on which one you should use.
Yeah, because that's my, like my halfback, I think I've got 60, 65 on footwork and quickness, both range. But like you said, it's just them going out of bounds. That'll drive me nuts, but it happens.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, the only time you want to be using elusive is if your quickness is a good deal higher than your footwork. And the only time you want to be using combo is if your footwork is a good deal higher than your elusive. So if they're both similar, use slippery.
That last field goal, I think, sealed the deal for the Cornhuskers with the time left in this game. It's a 2-score difference.
The chances of a touchdown and a field goal at this point are just very low for House Party.
Gotta wait for the sim.
I blame my punter entirely.
Oh, on House Party.
Indeed.
Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing a House Party touchdown here just because Cornhuskers are still going to win and give me a little bit of breathing room, but make it an even better game. I just needed the Cornhuskers to win.
Well, that's an all but gone or foregone conclusion now.
Yep. It's at the end of the game, or they're going to try to go for one more time.
Oh, that streak's almost there.
Yep. Come on now. Here we go. 4th and 10. Tight end drive. Another good play. And that's the end of the game right there. So a good game. I really think the difference was I think Viper's game plan with those play actions were huge. And I mean, Corey Ross is just a beast. And that is it. All right, cool. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to call my old man before the 2 o'clock game. So I'm going to end this stream so I can post it as a separate video instead of like last on Monday. I think it was I put like a 3 hour video, 4 hour video, whatever. So I am going to stop this stream, take like a 5 minute break, call my old man, then I'll start the next one. Guys are welcome to hang out in voice chat and chat it up if you're going to join us for the 2 o'clock game. If not, I want to thank you for being here for this game. For me, it's a lot more fun having people to do this with than just doing it by myself. But I totally understand if you guys got other things you got to do. So if I see you in a few minutes, awesome. If not, take care, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you around. Bye, guys.